Hey everybody! So finally getting to do my 300 follower celebratory video thing, and Olivia's here to help, of course. And so the very first thing I'm gonna get out of the way, because I don't know if you can tell by the way I talk, or I'm probably gonna be like obnoxiously clearing my throat. I'm still a little bit like congested and stuff from the cold. But the very first thing I'm gonna do to get out of the way before I ruin my voice even more and make it sound even worse and destroy your eardrums is I am Umbra Lilium, which I always pronounced as Umbrellium until recently. I'm sorry about that. Umbra Lilium has asked me to sing Let It Go. So, I'm not a singer. I sing really, really bad. Plus now I'm probably all nasally and congested and yucky. So I will only subject you to the first verse and chorus because I'm not very good at the second verse anyway. And I've never seen Frozen. So everything I know about Frozen and Let It Go I've just absorbed from the internet. So this should go wonderfully, especially since I already sang it twice to make sure I wasn't completely horrible. So yeah, I'm sorry ahead of time, especially anyone who's actually a singer, because just plug your ears. I'll give you a thumbs up when I'm done. We'll get into the fandom questions and we'll all be okay. Okay, so I have the video brought up because Lord knows I am not going to sing this without music. Snow glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footstep to be seen. Kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm the queen. The wind is howling like the swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it in, heaven knows I tried. Don't let them in, don't let them see. Be the good girl you always have to be. Now they say you don't feel, just don't let them know. But now they know. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Get away and slam the door, and I don't care what they're trying to say. Let the storm rage on. Cold never bothered me anyway. And that's all you're getting of that. Yeah. I had to keep my hands on my lap because I was very gestury and dramatic, and it was worse. No, so you're lucky about that. So now we've got that out of the way, and if you're still here and listening to me, God bless you. I love you. And let me scroll down and see what other questions I have. Okay, we have lots of questions from my lovely Christina, Moon Was Ours. So, okay, my very first question I'm going to answer is, she says, I think you should tell me all about your headcanons. I know you're a multi-shipper, so maybe you could go down the list and just talk about them. No one ever wants to talk about anything but Sterek. I love Sterek, you know that, but come on, sometimes I just really want to hear people talk about Styles and Isaac and how they just snark at each other. And sometimes I just want to hear about Derek and Chris being gym buddies and getting kale smoothies. Can I just say that I really, 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 really want to see Derek and Chris in the gym together now? That would be... Derek in just gym shorts. Someone please, 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 please give me Derek in gym shorts. Nothing but gym shorts. Just gym shorts, it's fine. Okay, and now I got distracted. Okay. All my OTPs and little headcanons for them. Well, I think I would like to see, like you said, Styles and Isaac snarking at each other is just one of my favorite things about, Season 3B was how, like, Isaac and Styles just constantly were each other's throats. But there was also kind of, like, I mean, maybe to me, there was, like, a sexual tension behind it. Like, I feel like they'd just be the kind to eventually snap and someone would push each other up against the wall and, you know, have a wonderful hate sex. It'd be wonderful. I'm all for that. Hashtag season 4, you know. I'm blanking on my... Okay, so Scott and Styles, I have like a bazillion headcanons for. But if we're going, hey, no destroying the Leahy hoodie. That's mommy's. Thank you. Hands off the Leahy hoodie. That's mine. Styles and Scott, my wonderful Skittles. I think I'd like to see them kind of like... Oh, there's so many things I want to see with them. I don't know, I really like the idea of them going to college together, and maybe, I don't know, just like, it just kind of happens, you know, just like out of nowhere, they kind of like kiss, maybe they're drunk, like, first frat party they go to, and they don't know anybody but each other, and so they just kind of end up, oh my god, can you imagine them playing Spin the Bottle together? Holy crap, please. Yes. Yeah, okay, imagine my headcanon. Styles and Scott's first kiss is during Spin the Bottle. And then they end up in 7 minutes in heaven and they totally both come in their pants. It's no Skittles. I'm all aboard the Derek and Chris in the gym train. Ooh, Derek and Isaac, I just love the headcanon. Like, I'm just completely ignoring where Derek threw Isaac out of the loft. Like, we're just ignoring that. Even though it did have the wonderful Isaac in wet clothes going to Scott scene, I mean, yeah, that was good. But no, Derek being to Isaac does not exist in my head. Yeah. My canon is different from their canon. It's just, yeah. But, Derek and Isaac, I just like the idea of Isaac and Derek end up snuggling in bed together in the loft. It's just kind of perfection. So, I've already rambled for 8 minutes, so we're gonna be here a while. You know, get in, get comfy, you want me to wait while you get some popcorn, you know, whatever you need. So we have Derek and Isaac, Scott and Styles, Styles and Isaac, Isaac and Scott. I kind of want him to see, like, locker room type stuff with him. Because, Isaac shirtless in that locker room was everything I could have dreamed of and better. So that would have been good. Yeah, I'm all about something happening in the locker room for them. Ooh, Danny's and Styles. I would like to have an alternate universe where Danny wasn't playing with Styles, and Styles totally showed up at Danny's that night when he offered. And it was wonderful and beautiful, and they lived happily ever after, and Styles was never Nagitsune. So, there's always that. Though, I mean, I am both terrified and turned on by the Nagitsune. Like, I don't know, there's so many pros and cons of ignoring canon and keeping canon. So, where was I? Isaac, Derek and Scott. We haven't talked about Derek and Scott because, yeah, please. They're Wolf brothers, and, oh, God, the way Derek stood up for Scott in those last few episodes was just, oh, my God, Derek, I love you, baby. But Derek and Scott would be a good headcanon for them. I think just Derek and Scott accepting each other is kind of like equals, but also, you know, Derek showing Scott that, you know, he's totally a true alpha, you know, he needs to own up to that, and he needs to, you know, really focus on developing that, and having Derek, like, submit to Scott, like, not sexually, though I'm on that too, but, just as a wolf, and, like, becoming part of the pack, I would really, really love to see that. Especially since now that, you know, apparently, like, Derek goes missing or something and everyone goes after him. Just Scott wanting to go after Derek and find him because, you know, a piece of his pack is missing. His pack is missing, and oh, God. I just have so many pack feels when it comes to Derek and Scott. And, see, another headcanon. I just really want Isaac with everybody. Like, can Chris and Isaac just, like, hook up while they're in France? I mean, I'm sure the age of consent is, like, lower there or something. It's totally legal now, right? Yeah? Yeah, we're just gonna, they totally ran off to France together to, like, make sweet, sweet love to each other while eating croissants and wearing berets. We're just, That's what they did. And they're not gonna come back until ever. Oh, no, okay, we're gonna have Chris back. I want Chris. Okay, I think that went on long enough. I am sorry about that. At least I'm giving you wonderful cleavage shots to distract you from this and this. I'm sorry. Talk about your first fandom and your path to the Teen Wolf fandom. And was your previous fandom more toxic, drama-filled in comparison? What have you learned about fandom and what things still shock you? Okay, kind of a few questions in one from Christina. So I'm going to talk about my first fandom and my path to the Teen Wolf fandom. My very, 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 very first fandom was the Adam Lambert fandom. We didn't get, high-speed internet until I was 18-ish. So as soon as I got, like, high-speed internet and Wi-Fi where I did not literally have to plug something into my computer, I started going on YouTube. And I was a total Glambert. Like, I was on the Idol forums and the Glambert threads on, like, Teen Glamberts. Like, oh my god, I was that person, you know. And I started going on YouTube, and I found, you know, all of his videos and stuff. And I somehow, I know how I did it. I was watching the video of when the very first kiss he did with Tommy Joe Ratliff, his bassist, the most precious human being on the planet. The very first kiss they shared on the awards show. And I think I stumbled across, somehow stumbled across some sort of fan video of Adam set to, was it Dirty Boy? No, not Dirty Boy. Was it Dirty Boy? Some Rihanna song. Yeah, I think it was Dirty Boy. I think that was the very first fan video I saw. And then there was like a link next to it for one that was Adam Tommy. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. And then I started getting into shipping. There was some weird, y'all probably might know of them, there's videos on YouTube, it's really hard to describe, but there's videos on YouTube that are, like, fics, but not. Like, it tells a story through pictures and text on the video and everything. And because I am an obnoxious, stuck-up, you know, snob, I'm like, oh my god, I cannot stand the grammar in these things, and the plot is horrible, and I just, I cannot. I googled for, like, Adam Tommy or Atomy or something, because that's how some of them had been labeled, as Atomy, and I stumbled across LiveJournal. And then there was, like, fics everywhere. I was like, oh my god, this is wonderful. And, so I eventually joined the LiveJournal for, so I could comment on the fics. And that's how I got really into fandom, was through Adam Lambert. And from there I went to Glee. I had a few, like, smaller fandoms along the way that I had discovered, like, shows I had watched before, and I realized I had fandoms. I got into the Queer as Folk fandom for a while, and then I really, really got into the Glee fandom. I'm getting into that later. And I got into Teen Wolf because I was in I have a group of friends that are in a chat room, and we chat every day, and they kept talking about Teen Wolf. And I'm just like, ugh, what is this show? Like, seriously, I'm not the person who really gets into shows. I mean, anyone who knows me, I have so many shows that are works in progress that I've just, like, I've just gone on and on and on. Like, I have never finished them. So I went on and I saw that all the Teen Wolf eps, so the majority of them, were on MTV sites. So I'm like, okay, I'll watch the first ep just so I can say that I've watched it for them, because they literally could not shut up about it. And so I watched it, and then I watched the next one. And literally by the end of the week, I had watched the entirety, or at least caught all the way up to what I think it was in season 2 at that point. And I was just head over heels in love with it. And that's how I got into the Teen Wolf fandom, was just kind of like, oh, okay, I'll finally watch this, you know, which is probably how most people have gotten into it by this point. It's just like, oh my god, I need it. People just need to shut up about this. I'll go watch it. So my previous fandom was, my major fandom was really Glee. And, was it more toxic and drama-filled in comparison? Oh god, yes, that's why I left the Glee fandom. Because, I mean, Teen Wolf does get pretty, drama. But I don't think there's ever fandom out there that hates their show as much as the Glee fandom hates their show. It just got to the point where I couldn't stand the people who just continued to watch just because they hated it. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't do that, because, like, they're constantly talking about, like, how much they hate it, but yet they continue to watch week after week after week after week. And I realized that I was beginning to hate it, and I did not want to become one of those people. So I just kind of, like, quit. Like, it's healthier, it's more fun, it's easier, you give yourself more time to get into things that you actually like rather than things you hate. So I have lots of really bad feelings about the Glee fandom now. I mean, it gave me a lot of really, really, good friends and good experiences at the time, but as it stands right now, I'm just not into it. And, I can't do Glee fandom anymore. I've watched a couple of episodes, and I just, for, like, Adam Lambert, because of course he has to come in when I've already up and quit the fandom. I've watched a couple episodes, and I just sat there, and I realized I hate watching it, so I've given up on even watching that. I just find clips on YouTube now. But I couldn't do it anymore. Like, they've gone into the Degrassi plot device of just reusing plots basically on different characters. Like, I could literally sit down and go, that person's a Santana remake, and that person's the Quinn remake, and that person's the Rachel remake, and that person's that, like, over and over. I'm sorry, I'm literally a happy person. Let's move on. What have I learned about fandom, and what things still shock you? I think I've learned a lot about fandom. I've learned a lot about life stuff in general from fandom, but learning about fandom, I think, is learning respect. Like, that's the biggest thing in fandom, is you have to respect people. You respect fan artists because they put their time and effort into this, and it's rarely appreciated. They don't get paid for it, hardly, unless they do commissions, and even then they don't get a lot of money for commissions. So, respect your fan artists. Your authors, like, it annoys me so much when people are like, why haven't you updated this fic? Why haven't you updated this fic? Why haven't you updated this fic? I mean, it's one thing to go to your friend and like, oh my god, why isn't this fic updated? But don't go to the author and be like, yo, you gotta update this. Because, like, they have a life too, and you need to respect them and respect that, because they're not getting paid for this like they would be if they, wrote a book and published it somewhere. They don't get paid for writing for you. It's not for you. So, respect them and just kind of give them some space. Respect, your other fans, just in general. Respect them, Doesn't matter if they agree with you. Doesn't matter if they're, really, really annoying. Just walk away. You're better off just walking away. Respect them. Walk away. Understand that everyone's different. No one can have the same opinion. And respect the creators, the actors, the singers, the people. Like, the people you're idolizing are people too. They have lives. They're just like you. They're just kind of have a fancier job. So you need to respect them. Hang on. This is really annoying, but I'm talking to Pixie right now. Telling her to give me questions because I need questions, even though this has been 20 minutes long, and yeah. And I'm just, next time I think I will do a live stream, because, like, I always feel like I can't talk to people on live streams, and yet I've gone on for 20 minutes now on, what, 3 questions? So, let's say if I aim for 350 followers, we'll do a live stream? Yeah? Yeah? Tell me? Yeah? Okay. And, yeah, I really wish I could edit this. This would be so much better if I edited it. Like a real YouTuber. Ding! That was annoying. So, yeah, learn about respect, and, what things still shock you? I think what shocks me is the lack of respect more than anything. Like, this person doesn't agree with you, so you're going to go tell them to kill themselves, or go tell them that they don't deserve to live, or that they are horrible, horrible people, when, like, really, that's all you have to do in your life is, you know, is to just tell people that they're being horrible people, when that kind of makes you a horrible person for going out and doing that. So, I think that just shocks me more than anything, is that people have nothing better to do than spread hate. Like, why would you do that with your time when you could make a silly little drawing of Derek holding a puppy? Like, Derek holding a puppy makes everything so much better. It's better for fandom, it's better for you, it's better for the fans, and, you know, everyone's happier in the end. So, yeah. Another question from Anonymous. I'm looking at you, Christina. What's it like to be a mermaid? I have to say it's pretty fantastic. I mean, you get the fin for every while, and then you get to swim with dolphins. You know, the dolphins are the best part, really. And, you know, I have a little lobster friend. Was he a crab? I think he was a lobster, wasn't he? Was he a crab? I don't know. I still like to swim with dolphins. Are you like a selkie and must return to the water or risk becoming dried up? Yeah, you know, you can't stay away on land for too long. I mean, it's an extended period of time, really. But, after some period of time, you do have to return to the water. But that's really good because there is a pond in my front yard. So, easy access to the water. And do I have to train my voice for legs? I have a voice, kind of. You guys heard? I have legs. So I didn't have to train my voice for legs. I just had to train my internal soul. And, yay! Pixie sent me enough questions to round this out, and maybe we'll even go into 30 minutes. Ooh! Okay. Okay. First question from Pixie is, why Teen Wolf over any other show? That is a really good question. Because, you know, I've watched other shows, and as I mentioned before, I'm in the process of watching a lot of shows. Like, I've started Psych, and I'm in the middle of From Dusk Till Dawn. I'm in the middle of Elementary. I'm, like, hella behind on Vikings. It's insanity, really, on my show watching. So, why Teen Wolf? And I don't know, just something about the characters drew me in, you know, just how their lives changed, and, like, their lives got changed upside down, and, I don't know, something, it was definitely the characters that drew me in, having Styles there, and Scott there, and just wanting to know what happened in their lives after that change happened. Like, it's such a big change, obviously, to get turned into a werewolf, and your best friend's a werewolf, and there's a run and went, you know, I think that's what it is. I think it's the fact that every season, there's a new villain, and it constantly keeps you on your toes. Is this person the villain? Is this person the villain? Is this person the villain? And then while that's happening, there's a lot of interweaving plot devices and things going on that you will never realize until like the last episode. And yeah, I mean, granted, there are a lot of plot holes in Teen Wolf, but like, still, them interweaving threads and the constant I have to know who's doing this keeps you hooked throughout the season. And I think that's part of the thing is it's kind of like, okay, so there's this villain doing this horrible thing, who's it going to be? And then how are we going to defeat it? How is it going to be resolved? And then once that's resolved, you have to know, well, who's going to be the new villain? What's going to happen with them? What horrible thing, what torture are our characters going to be put through next? I think that's why I do Teen Wolf so much, is I love the thing that keeps you on your toes. Our second question is, who's my favorite character to write or RP as? And hands down, I think I'm going to have to say Stiles, because, like, Stiles is my patroness, pretty much. I think I've begun to act like him at times. It's kind of disturbing. I've done a lot more eye rolling than I normally do lately. But he comes so easily to me when it comes to writing or RPing. It's natural to me to default to Stiles. I mean, if I'm sick, if I'm tired, if I'm not feeling like RPing, even then he's still there. Even as, like, I have so many people in my head. I mean, there's Derek and there's Isaac, and I mean, there's a few original characters in there. There's Chris Argent in there. There's Peter Hale in there. But throughout all that, when I don't have anyone else, I always have Stiles. Regardless, he's there. If you're not an RPer, this sounds like I have voices in my head, and I do, but I'm not crazy, I promise. But if you're an RPer, you get this. Like, they're in your head, they're living in your head, they're talking to you, you know. Not in a crazy way, but, you know. But, I don't know, just something about Stiles really drew me the way, I mean, he's kind of like this awkward, dorky best friend, but he wants to protect his friends. He wants to do whatever he possibly can to make sure his friends are okay, and that's how he gets himself wrapped up in this stuff. And I don't know, he's so funny and sarcastic, but I always felt like he uses that to cover up what he feels inside. Like, you know, we've seen in season 3 A and B that he's gone through a lot of stuff, and he has panic attacks, and he has so much going on in his head and in his life and in his heart, but he uses his jokes and his sarcasm and all that stuff to cover it up. And I feel like that I'm that way sometimes too. I really connect with him on that level, because, I mean, I can have the shittiest day, and I can still try to put on a brave face and try to make people laugh and try to make people happy. Because sometimes that makes me happy, is just making other people happy. So that's kind of why he's my favorite. And I guess that kind of answer number 3 too, why is it their voice you find easiest to slip into? He's a part of me. I mean, literally, I just kind of have to, you know, I don't know, just something about him. I just always loved him, and he's always been a big part of the reason why I watched the show, and especially after watching season 3 and seeing everything he went through in 3B, becoming the Nogitsune, and knowing that he hurt his friends that way, and how it hurt him. And I'm gonna cry just thinking about it. Just, you could tell how much it hurt him knowing that he had hurt his friends, because knowingly, he would never do that. He would never do anything to compromise his friendships, never do anything to hurt his friends, because his main goal in life is to protect them and keep them from harm and not let anything bad happen to them, at least. And I don't know, he is just one of my favorites, and I think he'll always be one of my favorites. Second favorite's probably Derek. He's been active in my head more now. Isaac's pretty much laid back and pretty quiet at times, but when he comes out, he's pretty easy to talk to. The other ones are more reserved, and they come out from time to time, but it's mainly Styles and Derek and Isaac. They are my boys, but Styles will always be my number one. And now I've talked for 30 minutes, pretty much confirming the fact that I should do a live stream next time. So, if you have honestly watched me for this long, God bless you, and, you know, I don't know, tell everyone to follow me so next time you can watch me on a live stream so you can walk away at any point in time rather than, like, having to stare at your screen for 30 minutes watching me ramble about Teen Wolf after hearing me sing Let It Go horribly. So, yeah, I'm sorry about that, but honestly, in all seriousness now, I love every single one of you, and just seeing the number 303 right next to my dashboard every time, just it makes me smile to know that there's that many people out there who want to read what I have to say, who like the same things I like, and it always makes me happy. Like, one of my favorite things to do whenever I get home, whenever I get online, is to check my activity. To be like, oh, I wonder who liked that joke I reblogged. Oh, I really wonder if anyone liked that fan art I reblogged. I wonder if anyone reblogged my text post. Like, seriously, I freak out when people reblog my text posts. Like, the Sour Skittle one is at like 35 notes, which sounds like a tiny, amount. But for me, it's huge. Like, oh my God, people like what I say. And so just knowing I have 300 people out there who like all that stuff that I like is really, really awesome. So I'm eternally grateful to all of you. And, tell your friends to follow me, and at 3:50 I will do a live stream. So, oh my God, I can't breathe. I love every single one of you. Thank you. Bye.